All right, it's summer in the deep south, and that means the catfish are biting. I'm going to show you how to make a southern classic. We are deep frying catfish, and it is so good, but it's easy. You're going to like this one. All right, let's cook, y'all. We got a family to feed. Down, please.
Yeah, I'm set.
Thank you. All right, one of the awesome things about living up in the mountains is that somebody you know is always going hunting or fishing, which means you're always being given catfish, trout, or venison. One time wild boar, which made me so happy. So this time I'm going to show y'all how to fry catfish. Now there's several different ways. They're all valid. They're all authentically Southern. I don't want to hear anything about what I'm doing here. This is just as Southern as anything else. So you can do it with a cornmeal batter, you can do it with a flour batter, or you can do it with a beer batter. And in this case, we're doing a beer batter. Okay? Oh, it just dawned on me. I still have marks on my hands from going to the moth last night. Sorry about that. Most of the time they wash off within 3 seconds of getting there, and this time they just decided they're going to stick around for a few days. Okay, so anyway, we're doing a beer batter in this case, and it's really, you know, pretty simple and straightforward. A couple things you want to keep in mind. Okay, so first of all, I have our catfish fillets right here, okay? So those are just sitting over there on a paper towel. And right here, I have 2 cups of plain all-purpose flour, which I just, you know, there it is. And I have another 2 cups of all-purpose flour here. This will all make sense in a minute. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna, oh, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a whisk. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our beer batter together. All of my whisks have vanished. All right, here we go. So to our 2 cups of all-purpose flour, I'm adding half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and it just dawned on me there's a little lump in my cayenne pepper. I don't want anybody like getting that all in a bite, so make sure you don't have that. We're gonna whisk this. Still, cayenne's not something you don't want to do that to somebody. I have 2 tablespoons of onion powder. I know that seems like a lot, y'all, but remember, we are seasoning all of this catfish and all of this flour with this. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2.5 teaspoons of black pepper, more or less if you like it, and a good 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. Right? Right. Alrighty then. So this gets whisked together. And I've said this before in other videos, when you're doing anything like this, when you're breading, and you have something like this, I'm always going to have you taste your flour. Yeah, it's going to taste like raw flour. So what? That won't hurt you. What you will be able to determine is the level of seasoning, right? That's not bad. I might put some more salt in it. Okay, so here is our flour and our seasonings mixed up. And I have a nice dark beer. This one I picked simply because it's from here. This is a local brewery, so go East Tennessee. And this is a stout. Actually, they're calling this a dark lager. And all you do at this point is stir it into your flour until you have a nice battery consistency. So I'm using 1 whole beer here. And this beer batter works for all kinds of things.
Hey Levi.
Hi. Are you looking for keys, baby?
No, I'm looking for the Super Lube.
Oh. Alright. Kids are leaving. Alright, so see what we got here? This is probably going to take more beer because I want it a little looser. Well, one of the things that you do when you put together a batter like this is you stir it together and then you give it just a few minutes to relax. That gives all your flour time to absorb as much liquid as possible.
Will you save me some? Because I'll be back on break to get some.
Yes, I will. Have a good day, baby. Alright, so you see how this is kind of too thick? I can tell you already, we're going to need more beer than that. I'll tell you what though. At this point, give your batter another little taste. It's more easy to determine the level of seasoning, and that's about perfect. I'm not going to add more salt to that. Right. So, I'd say about half of this beer, and just keep stirring. And be patient. You know what I tell my kids all the time? Stir little. So if you stir big, you're gonna slop stuff all over the counter. Which I do all the time anyway, don't get me wrong. I have no problems making a mess. But if you stir little, you can tell how much it's gonna absorb. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. This is about... Can you see that? That's about the consistency you want. So, about like that. Perfect. Okay, so this is coming over here. And we have our catfish right here. I may have to pause the camera because I was just sitting here looking at my temperature gauge. My fryer is not quite up to 350, which is what I want. We're going after 350, okay? So I may have to pause. Good, you weren't supposed to be there anyway. But we'll see, we will see. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do is very lightly season the catfish itself. Oh, nope, our temperature just clicked over, perfect. Just lightly season. Because you want all the elements to taste good, right? Ah, shoot. Now I'm picking up damp pieces of paper towel. You don't want the batter to taste good and the fish to have no flavor. But you don't want to over-season, and we know that that batter tastes pretty flippin' good, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our very lightly seasoned piece of fish, and it's going to go into this flour. And we're giving it a shake and a pat. You pat it to make sure that flour sticks. Because here's what's here's what happens, y'all. The flour sticks to the catfish. And you want it nice like that everywhere. Oh, I see a part that's a little too naked. There we go. The flour sticks to the catfish, and then the batter sticks to the flour. And yes, I use my hands. Yes, it gets messy. You can use tongs. I have a tendency to tear the food if I use tongs, right? So I just don't. I know how to use soap and water though. All right, so here we go. Here's our fish. We have hit 350 degrees. We're gonna let that excess batter drip for just a moment. And then this slowly into our fryer. Nice and slow, and we're putting it away from us so we're not splashing up. All right, so I'm gonna wash my hands and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you what this guy looks like in the fryer. Okay, there we are in the fryer. Not much to look at. What we are wanting is a nice deep golden brown everywhere. Whoop, steamed up. I'll be back. All right, here we go. We are taking the last piece out of the fryer. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Golden, brown, and gorgeous. We're gonna drain it. Let most of the oil just stay right there in the fryer, but then you drain it a little bit on a paper towel. You want it crispy and not greasy. And yes, you can see I have two pieces. One over here, I've already lost a piece. Ricky got the first piece. So, and actually, let me tell you a hint. If you want a favor, why is that rooster going crazy?
Probably Merle.
No, that's Reynard. Anyway, if you want something out of Ricky, make him fish and chips. Now, this right here is homemade tartar sauce that I made just a little while ago. It takes only a few minutes to stir together. and then park it and let the flavors come together. And that right there, y'all, is just about perfect, right? So I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can use it for my thumbnails. But in the meantime, Jojo, you tasted the fish a minute ago. How'd we do?
Amazing.
Amazing, isn't it? All right, so this is what you're looking at. You gonna take my bite? Mm-hmm. Okay, wait a minute, I wanna show folks something. See, you've got perfectly white, tender, flaky fish inside. You're eating that peach, huh? Mm-hmm. Now that's hot. Blow on it. And you have a gorgeous, crunchy outside. Delicious. Oh, I can hear you crunching. That's a gorgeous, crunchy batter. That, y'all, how you fry some catfish. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you thought that video was helpful, do me a huge favor. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification whenever I post a new video. And if you have a second, hop on over to Patreon and check out how to support my channel even more. Again, thanks for watching.